Oba and of force. There are two things. We call it where diplomacy meets culture.
Yes, where diplomatic
meets culture.
Okay.
A conjuncture of the two. The boy exhibited the two. Very intelligent guy.
Yes.
He went to the podium and straight away to the vice president. And then the Burkina culture. How many tribal settings know Burkina? Half of Burkina population, they are Moshis. They have Fulani.
Okay.
They have the Gurinzi. They have the Mende. They have other tribes. He's a Moshi boy. In the Moshi culture, which we have the same thing in the Ghanaian North. So when you are going to greet a woman who can be your mother, you take off your cap.
Oh, move video no enter honomo so that we can all relate to it. Yes.
And taking off your cap, you take off with the left. You don't take off the right. It's an insult. So he took off the cap with his left.
With his left. Wow.
And then stretch out. That's diplomacy with the right. And have a handshake with her. Please. Uncle Hagen say any mama and aunt and family member ko wie and you no ko Hagen. But you Hagen ka Ghana for baka say boy no pay vice president.
Also kra na bia so da.
Wako Hagen no. And no be another story.
Interesting.
On my diplomatic handshake. O move wie no who was still the president of the Republic of Ghana is already declared. But then who had been the interim president
that is
our receive no. He came here when Abambagwin was the president of Ghana. So he went to Abambagwin. But then, of course, I didn't know Chiobanu no or Sadeni Chenche. Or the Chenche said, he's the head of state of a country. He's wearing his cap. This is how he dressed.
Okay.
So Otuni Chenche Abambagwin is against diplomacy. He has lowered Burkina Faso to Ghana.
Oh.
And head of state and head of state. Vatican head of state is Pope, Holy See.
Wow.
On chain Ibrahim Traoré. On chain Bassirou Faye of Senegal. Every head of state or head of government, all of them are the same. With the same power. It doesn't matter so you're Russia president or Chinese president. In just ordinary Chinese share back. Whoever who be our kokro ya hwanu
or no your pet.
Or no your pet. In terms of the president, age there is a number.
But in the case of the vice president or your bad here, your culture.
Oh man, no culture. That's culture meeting diplomacy.
Interesting.
The boy existed.
Interesting.
Me, my whole, but I clap for him. I know what was going to happen.
But I was also standing right before, so I was observing, but I'm in Tiasi.
That is it.
Interesting.
Okochi ani wiye no, oko president no, na ne cheshe no. One kasa as President Mama will put it, is my young brother. So beautiful. Oya ni young brother no, say Okochi President Mama no, went to nature.
That went to nature because only a pet.
Only a pet. Now another interesting scenario people were talking about Ghana born. Kwame Nkrumah kura walking stick. Sekutore okura walking stick.
Yes.
Mobutu Sese Seko okura walking stick. Kenneth Kaunda no okura walking stick. Eyadema no okura walking stick. Between you and I and all of us in the public listing, security experts Muntie, walking stick. A lot of them are guns. Omar Bashir and the walking stick, and it was a gun.
Oh, I see.
Sanya gun, cry walking stick. We go for it. Ukraine or you win payam. Any true before so obey her or be armono. Near this armono. They are dangerous. In Tinka, Traoré by and cry walking sticker. And Kabakas and
dangerous weapon.
It's dangerous more than even the gun.
I see.
And nobody knows whether he had ammunition in the gun or it was a toy gun. I wanted the Hiamo, near Timanya, professors, lecturers, Ghana security experts, Timika Mujina political science school, a lecture and cry said it was even wrong. So the military uniform, a bad democratically elected president swearing in. And I've told you and I've educated you, say, even the congregation of the United Nations General Assembly, they were wearing more than 35 military uniforms. Mexico for Georgescu of Romania. He was a military leader.
I see.
Or called UN chamber with military uniform. What about the Peru? What about the Ecuador? What about El Salvador? What about the Colombiana? What about Papua New Guinea? All of them were military leaders in the 90s, etc. But they come to the UN chamber with military uniform. So please, let's get it clear. So I'm crying out, diplomacy, I'm not to sɛ lecture biara ba na ɔba bɛka kyerɛ wo sɛ democratically elected president yɛmfa military uniform kɔkyɛ nka kyerɛ sɛ UN secretary general koraa yɛde military uniform kyia no.
I see.